I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comics and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at The Punisher, issue number 219. Now that Frank Castle has himself the War Machine armor, he is ready to wage battle overseas. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop on in together and find out. Alrighty then, so in the last issue, you'll recall Agent Nick Fury got everyone up to speed on the current political climate of Chernaya, a Eastern European country that's totally not Russia, but is absolutely Russia. Ever since one General Petrov has risen to power, human rights violations and general atrocities are at an all-time high, like these jackbooted thugs here ready to kill an old man on his farm for not giving them the right crops in tribute. Luckily, the Punisher just so happened to be flying by in his awesome new war suit and as such decides to help out. Of course, he's not really mastered the whole advanced technology thing yet. Not that he particularly needs to. Frank Castle had no problem killing dudes with his bare hands before, now they're robot hands and he's bulletproof on top of it. Frank is ready to continue his quest to the capital to take out the evil general, but he figures it would be in bad taste to leave this old dude unprotected, especially because all these soldiers' buddies will be coming back for revenge soon. Turns out this farmer actually has lived one hell of an interesting life. Like Frank, he was a soldier once, he had a family, children, but they're gone now. He gives Frank a place to lay low as well as the opportunity to learn how to take the safeties and limiters off the War Machine suit so he can get the absolute most killing potential out of it. This also means the two old beaten down war dogs get a chance to talk about life and love and what was it all worth. Will the fighting ever end, especially when every generation there seems to be a new group of angry young men willing to kill for a cause, then eventually just kill for no cause? Will there always be tyrants like Petrov claiming to recapture former glory for their nations only to drag all of its populace kicking and screaming back into the past? Some very heady and important questions that will need to be answered another day, because that night another group of soldiers are ready to raid the farm. Of course, Frank is more than willing to fight them, and now that he has more control over his War Machine suit, he takes almost perverse pleasure in taking them apart piece by piece. What I find especially compelling about these scenes is that, like most of the Iron Man suits, the War Machine armor comes with a built-in AI, which means Frank actually has someone to talk to in the heat of battle. The suit's AI is also a little on the dry and sarcastic side, which means Frank Castle ends up playing straight man to his own suit of armor. Now, despite all these new upgrades, the Punisher is not invincible. His weapons will still overheat and need time to recharge, and even the War Machine suit can only take so many blasts from a tank before it will fall apart. And hey, you know what's another thing the suit can't do? Bring people back from the dead. Yeah, poor farmer guy, for all of his help for the Punisher, ended up catching a stray bullet defending himself in the fight. If nothing else though, he did get that one last glorious fight that he was hoping for, and he says that maybe Frank would be better suited dropping his weapons and playing farmer like he did. And it's right there on that bittersweet note the comic decides to end. The Punisher is even more resolute now in his mission to take down Petrov, and over in the shadows we see he's being watched by some of the turncoat SHIELD agents. So that was The Punisher, everybody, and overall I gotta say I am still really digging this new Matthew Rosenberg run. This issue especially hits a ton of notes I was hoping it would. For one, they do a really good job explaining the power levels and restrictions that come with the new War Machine suit. For those who thought, you know, getting an upgrade would make the Punisher into something of a god mod, that's just not the case. Also, I think a lesser writer would have just put the Punisher in a big fancy new suit of armor, let him go nuts and call it a day, but Matthew Rosenberg is a lot smarter than that. He puts a lot of character depth into this. Why, they even try and say a little something about international politics. Overall, yeah, sign me up. I don't know where this ride is going to take me, but I am so totally on board for this one. I would give it an 8 out of 10, really solid. So that's The Punisher, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, be sure to check out some of the other videos I have available on my channel. Then you can follow me on social media at Cape Joel, so you always know what I got coming out next. And hey, with Christmas coming up, if you want to pick up this or any other comic book in trade, please use my book depository link down in the description. Not only will you get a killer deal and not have to pay a cent on shipping, but if you buy through my link, a small percentage goes to support me and the channel, which is always appreciated. So until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.